What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to go over my silver stack. I've got just under 208 ounces of silver and just a little under 2/10 of an ounce of gold. But I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get right into it here. I'm still pretty new. I've only been doing this about 9 or 10 months or so. I'm only 22, so I'm trying to get started early, but I'm going to show it off. This first one here was just sitting on the side there. This is a really cool 17 gram hand poured bullet that I got at my shop. For basically spot, which is really cool. The obviously the the ones you can get online are a lot more expensive. They carry a higher premium, but this one was really cheap, and I thought it was cool because it's a little custom piece. So grab that. I'm only going to show a couple of these here, Silver Eagles. These are my oldest ones, 99 and 2003. I've probably got about 30 Eagles or so, but that's what I originally was just going to do. I was just going to buy Silver Eagles and stack those. But then I kind of quickly, like a lot of you guys, I'm sure, got consumed by all the different options and stuff. So that changed really quickly. But I'm going to go over some of my bars I have here. I don't have a ton, but I got some cool 1 ounce bars. Most of these I get just from the generic bin at my shop. This one was in there. This is a really cool, you can kind of see me there, Engelhard bar that's got a pretty solid premium. It's a blank back. I think these can sell for around like 75 bucks or so. This one's kind of got a weird little tone line there. That was a cool one. Then just the other day I grabbed a bunch of these, the Tallies. I got these for like 33 bucks a piece out of the generic bin. So that was a good score. And then I grabbed this one along with it. A really cool, what's it, a Luger? Really cool little gun there. This is probably a whole series. I don't know who makes it. There's no maker's mark on it. And when I was looking on eBay, there was some listed, but I didn't see a mint for it. And the gun is kind of a little high relief there. Really cool bar. Got a few more 1 ounces here, not a ton. I've got this First Step on the Moon. This was a really nice find. I paid about 35 for it not too long ago, and these have sold for like close to 100 bucks. This is from the Hamilton Mint, one of those series that they do. So that was a really cool find, and this one I think is, yeah, cool little serial number there. So that was a really cool find. This one, the Philadelphia Centennial City. Nothing crazy, but a decent little bar. This was a cool one. I really wanted to get one of these on eBay, but they were expensive. Then I went to my shop and they had one. I think this is just a really cool concept, the divisible bar. I've seen videos on these about how these are actually not very divisible, and that'd be pretty hard to cut into, but still really cool. This is newer. This is not a vintage. It's one of the newer Johnson Mattheys, but still a cool score there. And then I got the Silvertown bar. I know these can be pretty common, but I think this is an older Silvertown. I'm not sure. I know they still make this exact design. But yeah, that was cool. And then got a few more here. This is a really cool one that I grabbed. This is Ravenna. I don't know a ton about that, but it is from the Pamp Mint, Pamp Suisse, right? And I love their stuff. And there's not a lot out there on this. Really tough bar to find. So that was a really cool score. And then one of my favorite bars that I've bought a few of are these older Geiger bar designs. And if you haven't seen them, here it is. Obviously, everybody knows Geiger for their squares, but I guess they made these before. Again, there's not a ton of information out there on these, and I paid a decent amount for these. I want to say I paid around like 45 a piece, but still got that cool building there. I don't know what it is, but these are really cool. They make these like 5 gram, 10 gram, 20 gram. This is the 1 ounce. I'm gonna have 4 of those, and then I also have a 50 gram one. So I really like these. They're not super hard to find either. even if you've never seen them, you can go on eBay, and there's usually a couple of them in every size. They're expensive though, so you kind of gotta pay up for that. And then I got this as well. This really cool little 100-gram poured Scottsdale mint bar. Really like their stuff. I really I've been buying a ton of vintage lately, but I try to grab some Scottsdale stuff too. And then, oh, missed one 1 ounce bar here. The last one, this little nadir in the assay. Pretty cool. I went in there and some guy was buying all these. I asked him if I could get one. He said sure, but they had like 10 of these in the generic bin, and he grabbed them all. All right, then, well, I lied again. I have a couple more little 1 ounce bars. I got some little poured ones here. I'm sure you've all seen the Germanium mint ones. These are awesome. Again, these are all just generic bin scores, so that's really cool. And I got a couple of these Monarch Precious Metals. They had more, but I was running a little low, so I had to settle for 2. But these are really cool. I honestly thought they were worth more. They're not worth a ton. I mean, they've still got a good premium, but they're not crazy expensive. I'll do some fractionals. Bars are like the smaller part of my collection, or my stack, I should say. But yeah, I'm mainly into coins and rounds. I've got some, not a ton of fractionals, but I do have this tube of 1/4 ounce Britannias, which is really cool. I got that for a really good price too. And then, not a ton more, but I got 2 of these 1/4 ounce Buffaloes. And I think these are all also going to be, pretty much all these are scores from the generic bin as well. And luckily in my shop, they don't upcharge for, you know, 1/4 or a half. They charge you the same price, which is really cool if they do that. I also got some of these Standing Liberty, maybe. I'm not really a constitutional guy, so I don't know. But those are quarters. I got 4 of those. This was a really sick score. This 1/2 ouncer. This is Honest Value Never Fails. The Constitution mint. This one's from 74. So that was a killer deal. That's worth like more than a normal 1 ouncer. I got this one I got from Atmex, Scottsdale. Just regular 1/2 ouncer. Then I also got this Aztec calendar. Obviously, these are really popular. Everybody loves these. And then I got this Freedom Eagle. I think it's SD Bullion. Yeah. SD Bullion, another 1/2 ouncer. So that's basically it for the fractional. I've got another weird one here. I love these. 1.5 ounce Polar Bear. This is my only 1.5 ouncer. But it's a cool one. I love the animal stuff. I know they make a lot of stuff. The Canadian mint especially. I know there's a ton of different animals out there. The Polar Bear. So I think it's one of the coolest ones. They don't do it on the ton. So that's a cool piece. I also got this 9 Fine Mint little 2 ounce. It's kind of weird. I don't want to take it out of the bag. It's like a little button, a little 2 ouncer. And then I've got some stuff in some boxes here. So this was cool. This is my last fractional. This is let me see. Let me take a look at it says it on here. Yeah, 26.73 grams of 90%. So this was a cool score at my shop. What's it, Young Astronauts? Yeah, Young Astronauts from 1988. Pretty cool little piece there. And it comes in the clamshell in a little case. So that's fun. I also got this that same time he gave me these for $32.50. I got this Disney 20 years, so that was a cool score. These are definitely worth more than $32, so that was awesome. And got the clamshell there. And then I got these. These are pretty fun. They're from like the Reddit Wall Street community, I think. Silverback Silver Shield, and this is the proof. This one they made 2,000 of. Really cool. I don't know that they necessarily sell a whole lot, but when they do, I think they carry a pretty decent premium. And then this one is kind of the same thing, the silverback. So those were fun, and those are only $36 each, so I figured those are cheap enough to grab. I'll show off my 2 constitutional pieces. I found a 63 quarter. Around the house, I looked through all my change, I found one. And then I also love the piece dollar design. I wouldn't mind getting some more, but I'd also rather buy a 1 ounce or so. Just have one 22S. But yeah, I'll get on to my 1 ounce coins and rounds, the bulk of my collection. I got this 5 ounce poured button from Scottsdale. Really cool. I wanted to get a stacker, but this one was like $2 cheaper, and I'm probably not going to buy a whole bunch of stackers, so it's kind of weird to just have 1 stacker. I also got this half-pound Liberty 8 ouncer. Got this at my shop for spot. Really cool. I was planning on buying one. Probably would have had to pay over like 300 bucks online. But he had a bunch of these, and he was just selling them for spot. I want to say I paid like $260 or something like that. I can't remember. It was a while ago. That was really cool. 8 ounces there. That's my biggest piece. Oh, I missed a whole stack here. Missed a whole stack of fractional stuff. Man, I'm just lying a whole lot today. I got this Jaeger poured silver half ounce. This was cool. I paid like $24 for this. It was expensive, but I was really trying to get more poured stuff, so I grabbed that. And then these are really cool half ouncers. This one's awesome. This is a NASA Federal Credit Union half ounce. The reason these are all like the same size as a 1 ouncer, that's why I missed them. But that's a really cool piece, tough one to find too. And then I got a few of these double Liberties from Cook Island. They're really cool. These are tough to find too. So those are really nice half ouncers. Got 5 of those. And then I got 3 of these double Eagles. And I got all these at my shop. And again, they, you know, didn't upcharge me for the half ounce, so those were awesome deals. Really glad I got those. All right, I got some 2 ounces here. Some really cool ones too. These were one of the earliest things I ever bought. My first purchase off APMEX were these Queen's Beasts or King's Beasts. I don't remember. But they're 2 ounce Tudor Beasts. It's been a while since I bought them. Tudor Dragons. Got 2 of those. And then I have 2 of these. One I paid $80 for online. The other one I found at my shop. And I paid like 62 bucks for it. These Cleopatra ultra high release. These are pretty cool. And the one I got in the capsule was at the shop. But yeah, these are awesome. I mean, these will sell for like close to 100 bucks. That's why I bought one for 80. And then this was just sitting on top of the generic bin at my shop. So I grabbed that pretty quickly. Got some more really nice 2 ounces here. This Quincentennial. I had to get this one for the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. If you know Step Brothers, that's what made me buy that one. I've got a Year of the Goat, which is like really, really big. I'll show. Here's the Tudor Dragon. These are the same weight. I love when they do stuff like that. And then probably the nicest 2 ouncer I have. Well, the Cleopatra's nice, but everybody loves the Libertad. This is 2024. I bought this during one of the APMEX sales. It was only like maybe $71 or $72. It was really cheap. So I snagged that through one of their flash sales. They do a bunch of those. But now I'm gonna go through some coins here. I got a decent little stack of coins. So first up, I got this 2003 Silver Britannia. That's the year I was born, so I want to try and get every coin I can from 03. And this was not a cheap one. I want to say I paid like 60 or so for it, which is a good deal, but still, that's, you know, 2 ounces of silver. I'm also a big fan of the superhero stuff, so I got some of these Tuvalus, Iron Man and Deadpool. I got 2 of the Deadpools, but these are also very expensive. I've kind of learned to slow down on the expensive stuff and go up to my shop and get some killer deals. I got a couple of Black Panthers as well, but I still try and buy some stuff online a little bit. I'll dip in the high premiums a little bit and then go back to my shop and make up for it. This is the Canadian Superman. Cool one there. But I'm a really big fan of the superhero stuff, so I bought a lot of it. New Way Green Lantern. And then Samoa, they've been doing a bunch, so I got the Flash, Joker, Superman again, and the Aquaman. Some of these really suck. If you look at the faces on them, they look really... I think they're made to be painted. They have like painted rounds as well. Those are kind of crappy. I didn't look at the picture too close before I bought it. This was a sweet generic bin find. Redback Spider. These will sell for like 50 bucks or so. So that was a good find there. And then this one, they have a section in the shop for premium stuff. And this one, they, you know, charge them an extra like $2 or so. But again, this is like a $50, $60 coupe from 2009, so that was a cool one. I got another coupe. Over here, I only have 2 coupes. This one is from 2014. I think this one I got off APMEX. I did one of their randoms. That's always fun to do. I bought a bunch of random Silver Eagles from them and from Pinehurst Coins too. This is the 4 Myths. Really, really cool one. I had to get this. Like I said, I love the animals, and this one has a whole bunch of them on there, so that was a really cool one. This one just came out too, right? Yours got to be on there somewhere. That's a cool one. This is the Barbados. Yeah, Barbados 2019. Generic bin find. This one was in the generic bin too, because it's a little toned up, but nothing wrong with that. 14 Panda, plus it's still when they were doing the 1 ounce. This one I paid a couple dollars extra for, but I thought it was worth it. 2021 Millennium Falcon. They're not like worth a ton, but that was cool. This one I got the first time I went to a shop. The Mars Rover. I bought it because that clock I thought was so cool. This is a 2010 Koala. Really basic design, but I like that kind of stuff. I've got a decent amount of stuff from Canada. So I got this 89. Yeah, 89 Maple Leaf. And then I got some of the animals here. I got the Grizzly Bear. The Red Hawk, maybe? Or maybe that's the Red Hawk and the other one's the Falcon. I don't remember. And then a couple of these, I love these Cougars. And it's got one off APMEX, and I got one from my shop as well. And then this next one. When I first got into to stacking, I was buying a lot off APMEX and, you know, picking from their variety. So I was buying a lot of different fun ones. So there's Shrek and Donkey. That was too cool to pass up, especially when I wasn't, you know, slightly more of an expert. Got this Pegasus. Don't even know where that's from. It's St. Helena. That's a cool one. Here's some more of that weird stuff. Sonic the Hedgehog. I think it's cool though. My thought with that stuff is kind of that, you know, maybe when people my age get a little older, they start stacking silver. You know, they might start to want some of those. So that's how I justify buying it. Kiss Round. Hercules. That's a cool one. The Equilibrium. I think these are fairly popular. Some more stupid stuff. Some more stupid stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh! I never liked Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know why I bought that. And then just some more generic bin finds that I thought were kind of cool. These are stackable. Only have one. And then Weird Dinosaur. So that's the coins. And now I'm going to move on to the rounds. Probably the best part of my stack is my vintage rounds. I've been buying up a whole lot of those, as many as I can. This first one's really cool. I've scored a ton of this stuff in generic bins. And this is one, I don't know how this ends up in a generic bin. Like, just looking at that, what's that? We got a little octagon here. 1 ounce. These things will sell for closer to 75 bucks, so that was a sweet deal. Got this too. I paid up for this on eBay, but I don't know why. Just something about this one that I thought was kind of cool. And then my favorite piece of silver here. I only have 6 of them. I got one more on the way though. These Hoffman and Hoffmans. I just think they're so cool. And I paid, I don't think I've ever got one less than like 40 bucks. But when they're closer to 40, I'll snag them because they're so cool. The story on that is really cool too. And then Englehards. I have a decent stack of Englehards here. The Prospectors, I have most of the years too. I got the 82 here. And then this one I got off APMEX from their random Englehards. And I didn't know that 83 was the key date, but they sent it to me for like, I don't know, $36. So that was really cool. And then I got some more 84s, 384s, and 85. Another 85 and 86. So I don't have all the dates, but I have the hard one. So maybe that'll come in handy if I try to get a full run of Englehards. I know that there's also the, I think the 85 set where they have like the half quarter 10th and gram, so that's probably never gonna happen. But I've got some more really cool ones. This 83 Double Eagle. These are tough, especially this year 83. When I bought it, I couldn't find any 83s online, so that was a cool one. And then I have a few of these Sunshines. I only buy the dated ones, but again, I found all these at my shop in the generic bin. So here's a really cool one, 1980. I had never seen this before, so that was really cool. And then I got 82, and I think, yeah, 82 is marked or serial numbered. Look, you can see perfectly. And then what else we got here? We got 84, 84, and 85. Grab this one, H. Ross Perot. I've learned that the weird stuff kind of can tend to be some of the more expensive stuff, and one of these sold for 60 bucks. So that was a great score. Yosemite National Park Centennial. That's a weird one. National Fishing Grand Slam Guadalupe Bass from the National Fishing Club. That's a weird one. Cool Silvertown Prospector here. It's like a little cartoony guy. That's a really fun one. Now we're getting some really weird stuff. I'll bet none of you have ever seen this before. It's from, yeah, Asociación Mexicana de Bancos. And it's marked somewhere on here. Plata 39s, which you can't see. It says Plata 39s on the side. So that's awesome. Never seen one of those. Got this Spirit of the Carnival 1986. This one's also marked on the side. This one was cool. I thought this would be worth more when I bought it, but it's not worth a ton more. This Northwest Territorial Mint 1988, but the it's kind of hard to tell, but they've got these little mountains on the coast that are raised, so that's a really cool one. And I've also got some U.S. Assay Office, which I learned when I bought my second one of these that they have 2 different designs, so that was cool. And then let's see here. Next up, I don't have a ton of these like silver trade units and stuff, but I've got a couple. So here's a United States Silver Corporation World Trade and Commerce. And then for whatever reason, I've been seeing a bunch of these lately. Universaros. I still only have the one though, so whoops, there's that. Just a random older trade unit. I got one of these. I don't know why these aren't worth much, these Johnson Matthey rounds. I guess they made a bunch of them. I've never looked into it, but those aren't super expensive, and it's vintage Johnson Matthey, so those are cool. I still only have the one though. Got a couple of these Liberty Silvers, 83 and 85. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. This one's really weird. You can kind of see it. The rim is like slick. This one, I really don't like the Christmas stuff, but this thing is green. See, that's silver, that's green. 1988 Snowman. I couldn't leave that. Don't Tread on Me. Another thing that a lot of you silver stackers like out there. This one's a Liberty bust. Kind of cool. Cool back. Got a American Maple Leaf. Made in USA. And Seated Liberty, maybe? I don't know my constitutional. But that's the end of the vintage. And then I have maybe 15 or 20 modern rounds, and then that'll do it. So, first stack here, really, really cool find. I got at my LCS, this Flowing Hair. This one's also marked on the side. That was a score. These have sold for close to $100 I've seen on eBay. And then I found this the same trip, another like copy coin here. That was cool. Got this this one I bought because it was from a smaller mint. I saw the Chautauqua Silver Works, and when I got home I realized they were pretty solid rounds, so that one's really cool. Got some intaglios. I'd really like to get some more pieces of theirs, but not easy to find that stuff in the generic bin, so only have the Sphinx and the dinosaurs for now. Got this Korean Phoenix, something I'd love to get some more Korean Phoenixes, but these are expensive, so I have one. Another generic bin score here, Idaho Silver, the Great Seal of Idaho. I love the weird stuff, so got that. Wall Street, Game Stunk. Thought that was cool. Bought these two together. These are just like bullion websites. I went to Bullion Direct on their website, and it's stuck in like 2005 or something like that. Really cool. And then this Year of the Tiger. Can't remember the maker on that. But last couple pieces here, then I'm done with this half-hour video. A couple of Scottsdale rounds here. Got a 2015 reserve, I think. Yeah, 2015 reserve and an Omnia. This little Kansas Mint. My shop has a ton of these, but I bought one of the first times I went in there and haven't bought any more. Really cool Cerebus. There's a whole set of these. I forget what they're called. I should know, but there's Cerebus. Pamp. I showed a piece earlier. I'd love to get some more Pamp, but I only have that cool bar in this Lady of Liberty. This guy's pretty beat up, but it is a newer round, 2014. And then last two here, got a Aztec calendar and then a piece I got in an estate sale. But that's it for my stack. I know this was a long video, and I know people usually show it all together, but I don't know, I want to show each piece one at a time. But yeah, I also got some gold here. 1 gram Geiger. I only have little babies. 1 gram Maple. 1/25th Philharmonic. My biggest piece of gold, 1/20th Year of the Dragon. And then I got some of these Scottsdale's 1/100th. Also, if you're counting, I'm a couple ounces short. I have some Whatnot purchases coming in. I got a 1/200th ounce piece of gold for 15 bucks because I used the $15 referral code. I don't know if any of you guys ever done that, but it's pretty sweet. I can leave my referral code in the link too if you guys want to do that. It was really nice. I got a $40 piece of gold for 15 bucks, so maybe you guys can do that too. But that's it. That's my silver stack. 200 and what I showed, 205 ounces. I got a few pieces coming in, so that's it. I know it was a super long video. If you somehow watched the whole thing, thank you. Maybe I'll upload some more stuff, but that's it for now.